right here on Penn's Peak Radio, where rock and country collide. But right now, we're only featuring the country side of things with Wall to Wall Country, your show on a Wednesday and a Sunday. And I know it might have messed you up a little bit, but we had to push back our interview today an extra hour to accommodate some schedules, and that happens once in a while. But now you get the opportunity to listen to a lovely lady, one of my new BFFs. We're chatting with Miss Morgan Riley, who's returning to the show. She was with us last year a little bit. Everybody remembers the one song that was just seriously kicking up some dirt. We're talking about Rowdy Shouting Cowboys, and she's got a new album out, and we're going to be talking to her all about the album and some of her new music. Miss Morgan Riley, thank you so much for coming back on the show.
Oh, you're so welcome, Casey. Thank you, girl.
Yeah, you rock, man. You've got a lot of things going on that's new, and we want to get to some of that stuff, and we're going to play some of your new music, including your new single. But just for some folks who may not have seen or heard your last interview here on the Wall to Wall Country Show, let's kind of step back in time just a little bit, Morgan, and kind of give them a little bit about where you come from and how you got to where you are. The short version, because there's some things that we do want to touch base on that you've got new going on with your career. But where did you hail from? Give us a little background, Morgan.
Well, I'm originally from Maryland, and my brother discovered me singing, and my dad always said I should have been a country singer. But, of course you don't listen to your parents, so I went the opposite and started pursuing pop R&B for a little bit in New York. But then I decided to listen to my dad. I moved to South Carolina, which is where I reside now. And I've been doing country music ever since I ran into Frank Green, a veteran producer in Nashville, and he went ahead and signed me to his label, Skytone Records. And we did the album Collage, which is brand new, and on our second radio single now, Down South. So that's the short version of it all. I've been singing my entire life, and I love every minute of it.
There you go. And this is a girl who's living her dream. And, I think a lot of artists, they want to get to that point. But you've, in a fairly short amount of time, you've condensed, like you just, you've gotten pretty far. You've got some good things going on. Rowdy Shouting Cowboys, that did some things for you, which we're going to talk about in a minute. But I have to ask you this one question before I forget, because I know we talked about it last time when you were on. We were talking about how some people were presenting you with some videos of dance steps and moves to that. Did anything actually come to fruition for that, as far as a video out there for that?
Oh, yeah, there is a video out there. It was aired on MTV VH1 and MTV Online.
Okay.
It's also on my YouTube. You can just Google Rowdy Shouting Cowboys, and there is a line dance version of it as well as the video dance. We shot it in Nashville. It was my first music video, and it was a 2-day production, and it was really awesome. We shot at Manuel's house, and if you're not familiar with Manuel, he's kind of the inventor of the Johnny Cash and the bling, and he has a store in downtown Nashville. Mm-hmm. He creates clothing and stuff. And then we also closed down the streets right there in front of the Batman building, the famous landmark of Nashville.
Nice.
Right there, so it was awesome.
So there is a dance video, though. That's more what I was going for, the way that people can watch it and learn the steps to it?
Yes.
That's awesome.
On my website, morganrileycountry.com, you can go out and learn the dance steps as well as a video dance. Kevin Andrews and I teamed up, and step by step you can watch it and learn the moves.
That's awesome. That's what I was looking for. I was hoping that you had managed to get that done, because I don't think you had it the last time we chatted. And that is just one of those songs that definitely need a dance to it. That's for sure. So good, congratulations on that. Now, we had talked a little bit about Rowdy Shouting Cowboy. That's also gotten you some accolades you were mentioning to me. Why don't you tell me about that experience, because that had to be pretty impressive to have that come to fruition.
Yes, Rowdy Shouting Cowboys was kind of the start of my career. I got to top 80 on Music Row and did really well in New Music Weekly. Was in the top 10 on a lot of the Eastern Western charts. And the main country chart as well. And I also got nominated in New Music Weekly magazine for Female Country Artist of the Year, alongside Carrie Underwood, Dolly Parton, Miranda Lambert. So just to be next to those names was awesome.
That's pretty amazing. I mean, considering, like we mentioned, the short span of your career to actually start getting those types of accolades is just amazing, and congratulations, Morgan, on that. I mean, that's probably just the beginning of it though for you, because you've got some great music and a great sound. Now
Thank you.
you're following your dream, and you're doing this amazing journey, and some of the things may or may not have changed, in the last couple of years. But one of the things that I think is always amazing to me is on how some of the artists can pay back on some things. And we were talking a little bit about a church that you used to attend and how you would go back there and do something fun. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the New Spring Church, Morgan?
Yeah, I was a member of New Spring Church for a while. I took an ownership class so I could go ahead and serve and volunteer, and I worked a lot with the kids. I was in preschool production, so it was really cool. It was like from kindergarten to like 5 years old, and basically we put on a play and help them learn about Jesus and stuff in the gospel, and it was something that they can understand on their their level.
Mm-hmm. And that sounds like it's pretty rewarding. Now, do the kids treat you any different, or do they not see that? They just see you as somebody who's helping them, or are they like, oh, she's Morgan Riley? How do the kids see you?
Oh, the kids are just so sweet. I mean, we're always in costumes, so I don't think they really recognize who anybody is on stage. But a lot of times we'll have a wig on, or we'll like be in costumes and stuff. So I'm not there to kind of promote myself. I'm just there to help out the kids. And if they do mention it, I'll give them a hug and stuff, an autograph or whatever. So it's really cool.
Nice. I want to talk to you a little bit about something that, maybe would be like a kind of like an advice sort of thing for some upcoming artists or folks that might be following your path or being in the similar situation. I'm sure, out of all the fun things that you get to do and the accolades and things like that, there's got to be some struggles in there. Do you have maybe some advice about some of the more harder things that you've had to get through to get to where you are today, Morgan? And if you do, what was that particular struggle, and how did you kind of get past it and work through it? Is there something out there that you could give like as an advice? It's like, if this is something that might happen and this is how you can deal with it?
Basically, what I would say to people is it's all about promotion and stuff, and it takes money. It's a tough business, and you got to have backing and stuff. So that's always hard to find. Mm-hmm. to keep the career going and all that stuff. And once you have that, it really comes into fruition and everything. So the process of finding that is just network with as many people as you possibly can. You never know who you're going to meet, and then sometimes the Lord brings you a nice little blessing, and there you go, and it's pretty awesome from there. But definitely always try to find investors or sponsors and backing and stuff, because you definitely need it in the music business. It's not an easy road, mm-hmm. but it's something you love, definitely pursue it.
And and you got to be smart about some things too, and you got to keep the fire burning in your own soul too, because I guess if you're not the one fighting and pursuing, it's not going to just come easy. It's something that you yourself have to really, like you said, it's if it is your dream, if this is what you want, you're the one who's really got to be out there and pushing for it, right?
Oh yeah, exactly. Because this business is way too tough to make it to just nonchalant do everything. For instance, there's some times where a radio tour, we're up 32 hours before we can even go to sleep, because mm-hmm. we had to drive in and then hit a radio station and then drive to the next one. And like just today, I got up at 2:15 this morning. But I'm just doing my dream, and I love it. I love every minute of it. So you won't hear complaints from me. I'm just like, give me the coffee, give me the Red Bull, and I'm good to go.
That's awesome. And, I guess, some of those things are going to create inspiration. Some of those things are going to create ideas and, maybe a way for you to be able to put your experiences and stuff into music. And if I'm correct on this one, Morgan, you're drawing a lot of inspiration from not only your musical icons, but on things like that to be able to create, your music, like the album you put together in Collage. That was a little personal for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, a lot of my writings and stuff, I teamed up with Frank Green, but when we wrote the album together, a lot of it was personal experiences and things I've been through, and I got a lot of, like, rowdy shouting cowboys, for instance. I mean, this is, like, funny, but there were some cowboys checking me out in a pickup truck when I was driving to Nashville. And I was like, I got to write a song about this. So that's kind of how the idea for Rowdy came about. And then Frank Green, he went ahead and said, we got to make this like a country rap song. And I was like, what? So that was his idea for the whole rap thing. Hesher meets country, I call it.
Yeah.
But, yes, I mean, I'm always inspired by different things. And when I'm on the road, I'm always writing. Don't worry, I'm not killing anybody. I'm recording on my telephone.
Yeah.
On my cell phone.
Nice. Nice. Well, tell us a little bit about some of the material that you have out on Collage, some of the songs. I know you just released a single called Down South, and that's from this album. So why don't you give us a little information about that song?
Yeah, so that's definitely a personal information. So I'm from Maryland. Some people say I'm a northern girl. Some people say I'm not. It is what it is. But I did live in New York City for a little bit. So I consider myself a northern girl with a southern heart. And that's kind of what Down South is all about. And now that I live in South Carolina, it's totally true. It's like I always wanted to move down south with a warm and find myself a country boy. And that's what Down South's all about. It's a northern girl that's tired of the city boys and that wants to get herself a country man, not scared to get dirty in the boots and all that stuff. And just a southern gentleman.
Awesome.
And it's just a cute, fun song. It's not that I don't like northern guys, love all men, of course, but it's just something about that southern charm,
Uh-huh. Awesome. Yeah, it's definitely got that rock sound going on with Miss Morgan Riley, her latest single called Down South, right here on Wall to Wall Country with me, Casey. Morgan on the phone with us. Boy, that's a serious toe tapper, right?
Yeah, I really like that one a lot. It kind of has an upbeat thing like Rowdy did, but it almost has like a little big and rich kind of feel.
Yeah.
Also.
You know what I thought of was, especially when you had a little bit of that single guitar solo going on, it actually made me think of Brad Paisley. He's always got that, a little bit of a solo guitar screaming in there a little bit, and it's like a signature for him. And that's who came to mind when I was listening to it. I was like, man, that's got some Brad Paisley sound going on in it.
Yeah, that too. And also Eric Tasley also.
Yeah.
His stuff. He's kind of the rocker of country.
Yeah. Well, and the gloves are off when it comes to the cross between rock and country anymore. I mean, come on. If Steven Tyler from Aerosmith can sign with Scott and be a country artist, anything can happen,
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I feel really blessed to be a part of the industry, and country music is changing, and I'm excited to actually get my new country sound out there, and hopefully everyone loves it.
Well, I loved it. That's a great song. I really like it. And I play Rowdy Shoutin' Cowboy a lot, too. I just love that song. That one just puts a smile on my face. It's just one of those songs that if I'm feeling a little down, I throw on my BFF's, tune, and I'm like, oh, Morgan Riley, yay.
You're so sweet.
But I love it. But you got some good...
I really appreciate that.
Well, yeah, I mean, and I think it deserves to be listened to. I think it deserves to get out there, and I think people do like it. And, like you said, you got to have the support. Yeah, you got to have the money, and you got to have that, but you got to have the support of your fans because that's who you're doing it for,
Definitely, exactly. And they make it happen, I mean, if it wasn't for them, there'd be no reason to do it. Because it's all about inspiring them, and I want people to be able to identify with all my songs.
Sure.
That's the goal.
So do you have a news story? Speaking of fans, I like to ask, sometimes interesting, funny, strange stories. I know you're laughing already. So come on, give it up, girlfriend. You got a news story to tell us? Because I love some of the stories that you told us the last time.
Well, this one, did I tell you about the first band he's awesome. I mean, he sent me 2 pairs of Lucchese cowboy boots.
Okay.
And so, but that's not the funny one. The funny one was one girl that I know, she's a young girl, about 19. She is getting married. And she's come to like 4 of my shows, but She asked me to be the maid of honor in her wedding.
Wow. Wow.
So you have to laugh at that a little bit. But she's really sweet, and I was like, I really appreciate that. But I felt bad because the funny part was her best friend was right next to her.
Oh.
Like, you want your best friend to do it?
Oh.
I was trying to be like, honest and not rude, because it was real sweet of her to ask me, but I don't want to come off.
Right.
Me.
Well, that kind of
I'm
stuff.
not like that at all, but.
That kind of stuff has got to take you by surprise, though. I mean, really, you don't even know this person, and that's a pretty significant honor. So that's pretty cool that she thinks of you that highly. You know what I mean?
I know. It was amazing. I was just like, wow. I was actually kind of shocked, and I was like, that is really awesome. So fans, they surprise you all the time, and it's always exciting to see what's going to happen next.
Well, I know, ironically, so that's one of those things that's like, okay, we'll check off the list. You've been asked to be a maid of honor in someone's wedding that you don't even know. So, okay, so that's one thing you're like, definitely don't ask me that. So is that the premise for this song? Because the next song, ironically enough, that we're going to play for our audience is called Don't Ask Me. Don't ask me to be a maid of honor. Come on.
Well, I wish it was that, but no. Don't Ask Me is it's more of like a graveyard kind of cheating song.
Ah.
And she catches her husband cheating with her best friend.
I see.
So she takes it to a whole nother level.
Wow.
So yeah.
I'm interested to hearing the words
kinda
on this
like
one.
It's kind of like Two Black Cadillacs. It has that dark kind of cemetery feel.
Awesome.
The Carrie Underwood song, but it's different. It has a rock vibe to it, and it's upbeat.
Wow. That's all I think I can say to that one. Man, don't piss you off.
Hey.
Ooh, yeah.
No, it's not all real.
Yeah.
Don't ask me what happened.
You don't want to know? Don't ask. Yeah, beg for forgiveness later, right?
Fun song. You can't always be serious in life.
Yeah, no, it's very powerful. That's a very powerful one. And, so now listening to that song, somebody else who I've interviewed on the show who's actually getting out there and doing quite well came to mind, Chelsea Bain. That's a Chelsea Bain song. That she rocks hard.
Cool.
And I'm like, you and her would get along, I think, really, maybe a little too dangerously, but you two would get along just fine. Because she's got some serious kick-ass, don't mess with me kind of songs as well.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I'll definitely check her out.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah, well, see, what's cool about Collage is, like, there is, like, that kick-butt song, that one is kind of rock, and then there's, cute. Of course, Rowdy is just kind of cute and dancey. And then there's some traditional country songs on there as well, some ballads. I even have this, the one that you also have is One Night Stand. It's like a New Orleans kind of country funk to it.
Mm-hmm.
So Collage is definitely a perfect title because they're all different, and no one sounds like, all the songs sound differently from one another.
That's really cool. And now you just mentioned that one, One Night Stand. We're going to play that one at the end of the show to remind everybody how to find you and remind everybody about if they missed the interview today, they can catch it on Sunday. The show on Sunday starts at 8. The interview this time around will be in the third hour, so it'll be at 10 o'clock. But they can catch the entire interview and listen to your music here as well. But tell us a little bit about that song, because we're going to close out this show with it, and it'll be at the end of both shows. What's One Night Stand all about, Morgan?
Well, what inspired that song is, I've heard just some of mutual friends I've heard talking about how they just don't understand what's wrong. They can't find true love, and it's kind of like being in a rut. Some of them feel like, well, they go out and meet a guy, and if you end up having a one-night stand, most of the time they're not going to call. They lose interest. There are occasions where that doesn't happen, but so it's kind of like one-night stand. Basically not being able to find love because they're stuck in that whole situation, going to the bar, picking up a guy kind of thing. So it's almost like a helpful lesson, I think.
Nice. All right. And that song we're going to feature at the end of the Wall to Wall Country Show today as well as on Sunday. And speaking of, another song for you to remind people about you, why don't you go ahead and give us some information about how folks can find you? Your Facebook, your Twitter, your website. What's the best way? How can they get their hands on collage? Give us some information, Morgan.
The best place is to go to my website, which is morganrileycountry.com. You can purchase the album there. It's on iTunes, Amazon. You can also get to my Twitter, because my Twitter feed goes there, and it's Morgan R Country, and my Instagram, which is Morgan Riley Country Music, and then my Facebook, which is Morgan Riley Country. So because they're all different, it's best to just go to morganrileycountry.com, and you can find me anything you need there. My shows, join the fan club. It's free, and that's just the best way.
Yeah, speaking of your shows, you've got quite the schedule going on. You're pretty busy. It looks like, for the most part till the end of the year, you've got a lot of shows going on.
Yeah, it's really awesome. My band is just amazing. I just love them. They're like my band brothers, and we're doing really great together. We just really clicked, and we got together really quickly, and just came together really fast. We just got back from Oklahoma, played at Cherokee Casino. We did like a radio tour in Arkansas, and we're getting ready to go to Nashville April 30th for playing at Duncan's Corner. Mm-hmm. And then right after that, we'll be right back. We have some local shows here, some in Columbia, South Carolina. And then we're also going back to Nashville for CMA Fest. We're performing
Nice.
Right there near the Hard Rock Cafe.
Wow.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it looks like at the end of the year, you're actually also doing a full circle thing and going back to that Cherokee Casino in Oklahoma, too.
Well, yeah, we were actually, I have to change it. We were supposed to do it in Fort Gibson, but then there was scheduling conflict, so I just haven't updated it.
Okay.
But we're going to get back in there next year.
All right. Well, the folks can keep an eye on that and see where you are and where you're going to be performing, and check back often, like you said, for any changes or things like that, so they know exactly what's going on, and then they can click through and go ahead and get your tickets to attend your shows. Again, find her music on iTunes, Google Play, at Amazon. There's places there that you can get your hands on some of her music, including the whole collage album is out now, right? They can buy it.
Yes, they can buy the album. Yes.
Okay, and
they can buy the individual songs too.
Yeah.
If they they want to go through it or whatever. But preferably buy the album. 'Cause
right.
I really love it.
Yeah, that's awesome. And, and so you got some other things going on there. You can check out some music, and the videos for Rowdy Shoutin' Cowboy is on there, along with the dance. Learn the dance. I see the one video is on there where you guys are in a studio and doing the dance steps and stuff, which is awesome, because I know everybody always likes to know how to do the dance steps to Rowdy Shoutin' Cowboy and stuff. So you got a lot going on their website. Make sure you check it out. MorganRileyCountry.com. That's the best way to do it. And then you can find her on Facebook, Twitter. Are you on Instagram?
I am Morgan Riley Country Music.
Okay. I was trying to find you on Instagram earlier today, and I was having a hard time with it. But I guess the best way is just to go ahead and click through on the website, and that'll get you everywhere you want to go.
Yes.
You're on fire, girlfriend, and I can't say it enough. I think you're on the right track. I think you're a smart girl. I think, you're smart enough to know about the business end of things and making sure that things go the way you want it to go as far as the business end, but you keep that fun personality, and the fact that you're all about the fact you're not going to complain. No matter what you got to do, you're going to do it to get the job done. And I think that's an awesome attitude to have no matter what you're doing in life. And I commend you for that, Morgan.
Well, thank you so much. I just feel very blessed and appreciative of everything, and it's just awesome. I just love life.
Yeah, and that's cool. And it's sad to think that most people probably don't have the opportunity to say that. So you could almost be like an inspirational speaker in your free time.
Yes, that would be great too, because we've all had our trials and tribulations. I mean, God knows how long I've been pursuing music and stuff. So to finally be where I'm at is just absolutely amazing. And if you are pursuing a career out there, don't give up, because if you give up, then you'll never make it. You just got to keep at it every day, and then that opportunity will come.
Right.
You have to keep at it. That's all I can say.
And that, it's funny. You can say a line. It's like, well, if you give up, you're never going to get it. And that's the cold hard fact. you might have to struggle to get it for a while, and it might be discouraging at times or whatever, but the minute you decide you're not going to go for it anymore, you're never going to see the dream come true. And that's just a fact. That's just the way it is. You give up, you're not going to see it. So, those good words of advice is at least keep trying. You might have to change what you're doing or adjust a little bit or kind of go at it a different way, but whatever you do, don't give up. And those are words from Morgan Riley. And obviously, if you take a look at this girl in any way, shape, or form, you're going to see that she's got the spunk and the fire and the want to get it, and you're going to go for it. And I think that's awesome. So I wish you the best of luck. I hope you get more great accolades and more awards. And just remember your BFF up here in PA the next time you travel up in this direction, girl.
Oh, how could I forget you? You're too awesome, Casey. And I'll definitely send you an album really soon.
That would be awesome. Did you see a picture? I posted a picture of your picture on my wall. It was kind of funny.
Yes. That was awesome. I loved it.
I was like...
So special. I made the Wall of Fame. Woohoo!
Yeah, you did. It was so funny because it's like I'm Morgan Riley's wall, but she's on my wall, on my Facebook wall, but she's really on my wall. Like, really. I was just having a weird moment this morning. I was like, I'm going to take a picture of her on my wall.
I love it.
So there you go.
A wall.
Well, listen, I don't want to hold you. You probably are dying to go catch a cat nap somewhere before you need to run and do something else here today. But thank you so much for taking time, Morgan. You're always welcome back in the show, and I look forward to meeting you someday, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, Casey, and I'll always come back. Your show's awesome, and you're awesome, and I just had a blast, and I look forward to the future.
There you go. Well, good luck, and keep me posted. Let me know what's going on, girlfriend. And I love you. And we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thanks for listening.
Bye-bye, sweetheart.
Bye.